Welcome back to a mini-series that is slowly winding down.
Yes.
We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I think we got like this and maybe one or two other videos in our most expensive series, and then we're going to reverse course. We're going to go back through all the consoles, and we're going to do the 10 least expensive games on every console we have.
That's going to be really fun.
Not a flex. It's nothing like that. It's just showing games off from our collection because a lot of our viewers asked, go through your collections.
You asked us.
Yeah. So today's the Nintendo Switch. We are going to jump into that, which is kind of unique because it's still out, still a mainline console. So some of this stuff could definitely fluctuate, but as of today, this is our top 10 most expensive games on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and we're going by price charting to get our prices. So like, it's not like the most accurate, but it's just it's a good source to like start. with.
Yeah.
On eBay, you could probably get these games for cheaper or maybe more expensive, but that's where we're getting our prices from. These are our 10 most expensive games. We have a decent Switch collection. We have a lot of games on the Switch. It's a great console to collect for. Let's jump in to our number 10.
10th game on our list, a little shooter collection. We love our shooters. Aleste Collection.
Ooh, all
Now,
Japanese games.
All I know about Aleste is the Game Gear games because we have a modded Wii, you have a modded Wii, I have one here in the game room, and the Aleste games are some of the best shooters on the Sega Game Gear, and then it made me start looking into things. And I was like, oh, they have a collection that has like 5 games on it.
Yeah, I think
let's check it out.
5 or 6, but it's all in Japanese, so I don't know. But shmups, I don't care about like the story or anything. So like once you get in the gameplay, it doesn't matter if it's in Japanese. Our copy is sealed, but we're just going CIB price. This guy comes in at $60.46.
Yeah.
So our Switch collection is kind of pricey, but also it's a modern console, and Nintendo stuff, you guys probably know this, doesn't really go down in value. So like
they tend to
they kind of just stay or go up.
Yeah, you look at like a lot of games that have been out for a long time on the console that are Nintendo like IPs. Yeah, they're still $30-$35 to get a CIB copy, and it's like, damn, this game's been out for 5 years.
But they're great games. And Aleste shooter collections are fantastic on the Switch because when we go on trips, when we're on the plane, when we're driving, it's a great pick up and play games, and it's great to have a collection.
Yeah, the only 2 I've ever played on this is the first and second game on the Game Gear. So I'm excited to try the other ones.
Now moving on to a game that I believe we streamed and beat. And that's Raging Justice, a pretty cool beat 'em up, 1 to 3 players, which is cool. I just thought it was co-op, but it's 1 to 3 players.
Yeah, weird because there's only 3 characters, but it's like, well, they could have maybe added a 4th.
Yeah, why isn't there 4 characters?
It's very rare that you find a couch co-op that's 1 to 3.
1 to 3 player, yeah. So 3-player games are always fun. This guy comes in at $63.15 for this. I will say it's fun, but it's definitely not one of the best beat 'em ups I've ever played. And it is like, it's just like, I get it. Like, it's like, I'm glad we played through and beat it, but I'm never having an itch to play this. I'd rather play better beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we have it.
It is very Streets of Rage-esque.
Yes.
But
it's a little bit modern polish, but
poor man's Streets of Rage.
It's the off branch.
And there is a Spanish variant called Raging Justice.
It's my favorite.
Justice.
I just made that up. But anyway, Raging Justice. Number 8 game on our collection, 6601 is what this goes for. There are 3 volumes. This is volume 1. Is it Psikyo? I don't know exactly.
Psikyo Shooter Collection, Volume 1.
Yeah.
It's wild because we have Volume 2 and Volume 3, but those are not worth that much. So it's worth it the first one is. Again, I mentioned this with the other shooter collection. These are great travel games.
Absolutely.
Like, I always have these loose in my Switch travel case because when you're on the plane, when you're driving, you can just fire in some freaking... And this comes with 1985...
1945. Gunbird, Soul Divide, and Samurai Aces.
So man, pretty good collection. It's a great collection, and I love my shmups.
I think they only did 3.
Yeah,
and we have all 3 volumes, but for whatever reason, the first volume is the most.
And we've had this. This is like an early Switch game that we've had.
Sure.
We've had this for a long time. I think we did a Switch collection video a while ago, and we talked about this.
And this is a Japanese import. I wanted to make sure we make that clear. Which big part of what makes collecting for the Switch so fun is it is region free,
which is awesome.
So,
so really you can get this. You can get Raging Justice.
Whatever.
You get a lot of imports.
Yeah. All right, does this game belong on the list? I don't really know. It's a modern release. Is the price what it's at because it just came out? Or, I mean, it's higher than what I bought it for.
And also, I could see this game because it's a limited run, strictly limited or whatever. Whoever put it out. It's a limited press, and this game is amazing. Iron freaking meat.
Yep.
$69.64 for this, so almost $70. Ours is sealed because we got the digital download of it when it first released a year ago.
Yeah.
And then we finally got the physical because physical forever. for some reason.
It took a while, so it was a strictly limited only release. I don't know what's going to happen with the price because they did that weird thing where it's strictly limited, and it was limited to 4,000 copies, and then they did a reprint.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to hold, but again, this is a snapshot of what our collection top 10.
Yeah, this is what it is right
as
now.
of today. Yeah.
And dude, Iron Meat, out of all the games we're going to talk about today, might be my favorite of these 10.
Yeah.
Iron Meat is incredible. We beat it on our 24-hour charity live stream. It is so good. Dude, what's wild is I just always got to talk about it. When we played this game on live stream, the freaking developer was in the chat watching us play it, and we were discovering bugs. Iron Meat, if you like run and gun couch co-op games on the modern scene, but they're still retro inspired, dude, Iron Meat is the coup d'etat.
Yeah,
dude, it's so good.
Must play for Contra fans. I think I like it better than some of the other Contra clones that have came out over the years.
It's one
fantastic.
of my favorite newer games.
And I do want to shout out, and this is not, we have no affiliation. We've never even spoke to the guys or anything like that, but Retroware is dialed in. So
all their games are so good. Prison City.
Yep, check that.
Iron Meat. I'm really excited for they have a couple more coming out.
Toxic Crusaders, and they have like a Castlevania clone coming.
It's coming. Then they make amazing freaking games. But Iron Meat, dude, one of the best modern games I've played in a long time. It is fantastic. So good, and we've beaten it. But I want to keep playing it.
Yeah,
it's so good. Speaking of Iron Meat, we got the OG baby, Contra Operation Galuga. This is the classic edition, so we got like the big box of it. This is still sealed because we got the digital download of it. This guy's coming in at $69.99, so $70 for this. That's CIB. I don't know what's going for sealed. Yeah, we're not looking that up. This is back to the classic Contra, baby. This game is great.
Yeah.
And what I just discovered today, 1 to 4 players.
Couch co-op.
1 to 4 players. We beat it co-op, but I didn't realize it was 4. Dude, you could play. What other Contra game can you do 4 players on? Maybe other ones. I don't know, but
not that I know of.
That's incredible. This game is so good. It does a great job of like paying homage to the classic Contra games. There's like, this is like Alien Wars. This is like freaking hardcore. This is like freaking the OG. Like,
yeah, it's a modern shellac of paint. And it was really cool to see Konami redeem themselves.
Yes,
if you will, because
I think Konami's back, baby.
Because Contra Rogue Core.
Yeah.
Was like, we like it. We're Contra fans.
But it's not. It's different.
Yeah, it's different. This is back to the old school, modern-ish side-scrolling graphics, but a great game. With all that being said, it's nowhere near as good as Iron Meat.
No, play Iron Meat before it.
Yeah, but they're both great.
They're both great. And if Iron Meat was 4-player, that would be insane. But I will say what's really cool about this is you can like unlock like the classic Contra tracks.
Yeah.
So you can play the new game with the classic.
Yeah.
I just love Contra. It is like one of the best couch co-op games.
I feel like this game was just a great fan service. If you were a fan of the series, and then you can beat it and unlock the stuff, and then play it again with the old school music. And all that
it's
stuff.
So fun. And then there's story mode, there's arcade mode, there's unlockable characters. Like, it's freaking great. And then we're on to our next game.
Next on the list was a game originally released, another Konami game. Getting a lot of Konami love here. Ninja 5.0. So it was Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance originally, so handheld exclusive.
Very, very unique game. Very fun game. I would say if you like ninja games in the realm of Shinobi.
Yep, Shinobi meets Bionic Commando because you have like this thing you can shoot up and like do stuff. I will say the controls take a little bit to get used to.
For sure.
The game is very fun. And I'm glad that, because I am not a big like handheld person, even though the Switch is kind of a hybrid, but I'm glad this is on the Switch now because
you can play it on the TV.
Yeah, and also I don't go back and play the Game Boy Advance that often. So.
One thing I do want to call out for this game that I think is really unique is there's like an arcade-esque element to the level select screen.
Yep.
It reminds me of a light gun game, like Time Crisis. The game doesn't play like that, but the level select it's weird.
It's weird, yeah.
And I will also say that grapple mechanic, the Bionic Commando part of this game, you really want to play it with a D-pad.
Oh, 100%.
It's really goofy with a joystick.
Joystick, it's going everywhere.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this controls, they're broke. But then I started playing it with the Super Nintendo Switch controller.
Well, it's because it was made for the Game Boy Advance that had a D-pad. It didn't have a joystick.
That's just my opinion on it. But awesome game. I'm almost finished with it.
Damn.
I literally, once I got it in the mail, because I ordered it forever ago.
Yeah,
you know how limited run games go. Love them, but like, come on.
What's taking you so long?
But I've thoroughly enjoyed this. And as I don't know about right this moment, but when I got this, this was not available digitally.
Oh wow, so it's only physical.
I think it will be maybe at some point, but
that's
anyway.
Usually it goes digital first and then the physical comes out. But
that was a weird one.
I really like it. It's my first time ever playing the Ninja 5.0 game because I never played on the Game Boy Advance. So.
And this also has the PAL release of it as well, which is basically the same game. But just
cool.
They're both on there.
Now moving on to number 4, this guy comes in at $74.99, so $75 for this. And that's the Guacamelee 1-2 Punch Collection. So you get Guacamelee and Guacamelee 2.
I think this is of Vita fame.
Yes.
I think this is where people really got into this was Vita.
The art style is very cool, very unique. I will say, when you first fire it up, there is a lot of story. There's a lot of setting up the world, but it is fun. It is cool because I like wrestling. That you play as like a wrestler. This game is cool. It's very unique.
Platformer.
I don't know if I would spend $75 on it, but it is cool that it includes 2 games.
Yeah.
So if you divide that in half, what are we talking? $37.50 for each game. Maybe that's worth it. I don't know. But I like it. And again, I'm looking at the back. I haven't done it, but 1 to 4 players. This is 4 players?
Yeah.
How? I thought it was just a single player game.
I knew there was co-op. I did not know 4 players.
4 players. Yeah. Wow. So we're discovering a lot today.
Yeah. All right, Switch fans. If you're a real Switch fan, you know that there's this little place on the internet you can go to. You can get your little nut scratchers fired up and type in a website called PlayAsia.
Oh, I thought you were going to say porn.
It's one of the best games I've got off of PlayAsia. For the style of games I like.
Yeah.
Gigantic Army.
Oh, dude, this game is sick. So we were talking about run guns earlier.
Yeah.
This is a run and gun Contra clone, but you're a mech. Which is, dude, it throws me off every time I play this because you're slow.
Well, yeah, so it's basically what you're saying. It's a walking gun.
It's a walking gun.
Yeah.
It's a Christopher Walken gun.
Yeah, but it's, man, if you like Contra, if you like the Turrican games.
Oh, it's very Turrican.
Yeah.
Very Turrican.
Now, is it better than any of those? Probably not.
But it's unique.
But it is very unique, and it's so much fun. The boss fights are super cool, and it is a unique thing because the bullet hell aspects of the bosses, you're so slow. You have to really position yourself.
Yeah, you have to really get into it, and like the controls take a little bit to get used to because you are a mech. So like in order to like aim and stuff, you're way slower. So like I love running guns, and when I went into this, I was like, I can't run. I'm just like,
No, so you got to pick your spots. There is one aspect of this game that I think I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. I think there is some time in the levels that can present a problem.
Yes, because
I hate video games that have time. That's stupid.
Okay, yeah. When I was playing this, you're a mech. You're slower, so it's a walk and gun game. Christopher walk and gun game.
Yeah.
And then I was playing it, and then time ran out, and I'm like, but I'm a mech.
Yeah.
Why is there time?
What am I supposed to do?
Why is there time?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure, like, I don't like games that have time. Besides that fact, this game is so fun, so unique. If you're a fan of running gun games and you want something a little bit different and unique, it's a great blend of that mech style meets Contra. It's very fun. And this guy is coming in almost $80, $77.41 for this. But so fun. So fun. Number 2 on our list is coming in at $90, $90.59.
This is mind-boggling to me.
Because you have the receipt, we'll get B-roll of this. You picked this up for $25.
Which
recently. So
is expensive. I got it August of 2024 for $24.
Yeah.
And for what I thought this was, I was like, it's
a little pricey.
Yeah.
And now you got it for a quarter of what it's going for. And that's Rodgers Radical Edition. What's really cool is it's co-op, first off.
Yeah.
But this game is very unique and very weird, but also kind of clunky, kind of flawed, but also there's a lot of flaws. Fun factor, through the roof. Like, it's like, at first you're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
So I can't remember off the rip. It's a spiritual successor to a game of yesteryear, but there's so many ties to the 90s in this.
Oh, literally the story starts off comic books, and then he's playing a Super Nintendo-esque, and then he gets traveled into a video game. And
yep, and it's a lot of cussing. It kind of reminds you a little bit of some Earthworm Jim type stuff. Again,
the humor.
This is a spiritual successor to a game that it's slipping my mind right now. That's not even why I picked it up. I grabbed this because it was co-op, and you can unlock Duke Nukem and play as him in this game.
Which is wild.
But you mentioned it's co-op.
Which is fun.
It's a run and gun platformer. So don't just think like it's a lot slower than your typical run and gun.
It's not Contra. It's not anything else.
No.
It's and also there's less bad guys.
Yeah.
You're mostly doing platforming, but there are areas where there are a ton of bad guys.
Yeah.
And then there's weird things because you're in a video game. I mean, you're playing a video game, but then you're also in a video game in this game, which is weird as hell.
Yeah.
And then there are areas where you have to like go into another layer of a video game and like unlock platforms, and so there's a little bit of Metroidvania style-esque because you got to backtrack a little bit, sort of. Very unique, but very flawed. Like very, very clunky, very flawed, but the fun factor is there.
Here's what I'll say: I have played this on the PlayStation 4.
Is it better?
It runs way better.
Oh,
this
okay.
game,
so
this
on the,
game,
it's not made for
on
the
Switch. But what's weird is the price is going through the roof. It's $90 now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if this game keeps going up because I feel like it's a rare game that nobody talks about.
It's weird enough. It's goofy enough. I think this thing will go through the moon once. I just think it's one of those games because it is fun.
Yeah.
The game is fun.
And that's what we like.
Fucked up as some of the stuff is. Like I think it was stage 2 or 3. You're going across kind of the top part of a level. And when you jump above the tree canopy, the screen like blacks out and shit.
Yeah, because there's something that goes in front of the screen where and then it blacks and then you're like, I can't see shit.
Yeah.
But then you're like, I'm having fun. So
yeah, it's still a blast. It's like a game that probably deserves a 5 to a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But if you like running guns and 90s platformers, you need to play this.
We haven't beat it.
And co-op games.
And
so it could really fall off. Because we've got through level 4.
Yeah, we haven't beat it, and I'm sure like once we beat it, it's like, okay, we don't need to play it again. But I am really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And it is really cool. And it's cool that you can unlock Duke Nukem, and then there is other characters from other things, but that's pretty fun. It's just a very unique game.
Well, I'm glad this game made our list because this is a game that I had pegged. That's why I bought it, for what it was for. I don't know why I had it pegged, but I was like, I just think this game is going to go stupid.
Well, and it's also insane that you were like $25. That's pricey. And now you're like, and now it's freaking pushing
I had
100.
no idea. We literally went through all the games in the collection, and when I fucking looked that up, I was like, okay, I was right about something for once. $90. How you doing?
The last game in our Switch collection, the most expensive game that we own for the Nintendo Switch, is almost double what freaking Rad Roger was. And that's Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 1 and 2 collection. $168.26 for a CFE copy. Our copy is sealed, so it's probably even worth more. Ours is sealed because we have it digitally downloaded. Because, of course, it was strictly limited. We got it when it first came out. We streamed it. I think we played this on our 24-hour live stream as well.
Go back through our old videos if you want.
Yeah.
We bought a collection one time. That's where this came from.
Oh, is it really?
I'm pretty sure. This was a part of a collection we bought from our friend Owen in Omaha.
Yeah, and he's a shower curtain fella.
Yeah. Anyway, train doesn't run out of Wichita. But I digress.
Unless you're a hog or cattle.
Yeah, unless you're a hog or a cattle.
All right.
And you can play this on anything. So do not pay.
Yeah.
$168 for
Dude,
this game.
I think we got digital copies of it for like $1. Like, because there was like a Nintendo eShop sale,
Yeah.
and we got it for like $1 a piece.
But
and that's insane.
I will say this.
This game deserves to be played.
For sure, not only is it our most expensive game in our collection, I think these two games are among my favorite games on the Switch.
I mean,
But it's on PS4. You can play it on everything.
Besides Iron Meat.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Meat's up there.
Yeah.
But Guns, Gore, and Cannoli is freaking amazing. And another thing I discovered today, we talked about this earlier in other games that I'm learning today with you guys. We play this co-op, freaking amazing.
Yep.
It's 4-player. We've never done that. It's on our bucket list to do. I think we're going to do it in a few weeks.
Yep.
4-player local co-op, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. I will say what sucks about having it in a collection like this, 1 and 2, both amazing games, but they're different. And we played them back to back when they first came out, and if separate, they're both amazing. But playing them back to back, do not do it
Because the controls are so different.
They changed the controls for some reason, and it's it doesn't make sense. But it does if you don't play him.
Yeah.
Because we beat the first one, and we were like, oh, this is great. We jumped in the second one, and we were like, what the?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Well, I think we
And
started
then we took
off-
a little break, and then we went back to 2, and we were like, oh, 2's great. It's just, we were expecting it to play like 1.
Yeah, and I think it wasn't this most recent 24-hour
Yeah, I think it was
live stream.
it was the year before.
The year before. I think we kicked off and beat the first one.
Yep.
Started the second, was like, hey,
And we were like, we can't.
we got to stay up 24 hours.
Yeah.
Let's play something. And then we went back to it, the second game. And
We beat it.
if they were isolated games, you would be like, dude, they're both perfect.
Yeah, that's what sucks about it. See, that's why the collection is great because you get both of them. But when it's a collection, you're like, oh, I beat the first one, let's jump into the second one immediately because I have it. It's on the same cartridge. It's gonna be a learning curve. You're gonna be like, what the F is going on?
For sure.
But dude, both these games are so fun. I can't wait to do 4-player on it. They're amazing co-op games. They're amazing single player. They're the coup d'etat. Like they're the Pico de Gallo. Like,
yeah, and if you're into the mob-based stuff,
oh yeah,
the
which I am.
Sopranos, the Godfathers, you know, the Goodfellas type of stuff.
My son.
And you bring that into a side-scrolling run-and-gun game
with a little bit of humor, with a little the boss fights are great, the music's great. This game, do
Cannoli.
not spend $170 on this.
No.
Get it digitally on a sale or freaking.
There's so many other ways to play it.
Find it somewhere, but
I am glad. All that being said,
yeah, I'm glad we have it too.
Yeah.
But when we got it, we did not. I think we bought it at what $60.
No, it was in that collection.
Oh yeah, so it was probably pennies on the dollar.
Yeah,
you know when we got it.
No, we got a good deal. I mean, we bought a bunch of video games for like $4,000.
Yeah, we spent like $4,000.
Yeah,
but we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
that's our top 10 most expensive Switch games.
Yeah,
we have probably over 100 Switch games. And the cheapest game that we talked about today was $60. So most of our collection is $50 and under.
Yep.
And we talked about a few months ago the $40 rule. The Switch is it. I mean, it's Nintendo, so it's going to be kind of pricey, but you can still get a lot of amazing games for the Switch. And also, in preparation for the Switch 2, you can get these games, and it's most of them, if not all of them, are going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
So like,
we'll see how that goes.
I think Switch games you can still find in the wild. You can still, I mean, they're still selling, they're still making them, but garage sales, thrift stores, pawn shops, you can get some pretty good deals.
I think, you know, but the video prior to this one was the PS4.
Yep.
And there was a lot of limited run stuff. And there is a lot of strictly limited and limited run stuff here. I've said this in other videos, but this generation is going to be fascinating to watch what happens to the collector's market. Because
in long term, like 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because not only was the region lock stuff not an issue, but then you had all these like limited run releases. I don't know what's going to happen with that stuff.
It could
be insane, and
it could tank or fucking spike.
Well, and on the Switch in particular, you get Nintendo's name in the mix, and shit just gets fucking wacky. From a collector standpoint, that's just how it works.
It gets weird.
So, I think that the Switch, and hopefully the Switch 2, we'll see what happens. But it may be kind of one of those last swan song consoles for hardcore collectors.
And physical media. Yeah. It is kind of wild because most of the games we talked about today are not Switch exclusives.
Yeah.
So like you can find them on other consoles. So if you don't have a Switch, you can still play these games.
This one blows my mind. I have not played it on everything that it came out on, but I have played it on PS4.
It's better on PS4 and it's probably way cheaper.
Yeah,
why is that $90?
I don't know if it's the Duke Nukem thing because I don't know.
Is that exclusive to the Switch?
I don't know.
But also, I don't care that much about Duke Nukem. Even if it is exclusive, I'm not gonna pay $90 for it.
It would be really cool to just go through the levels as Duke.
I mean, it would have smoke a cigar. That'd be sick.
Yeah, but it's weird. There's these weird games that it comes down to like whether it's good or not. And this game is fun as hell. Don't let me like dunk on Rad Rodgers. Flawed as fuck. But it's super fun.
It's so fun.
But is it a print run issue and that's why it's $90 now?
Or maybe
did somebody talk about it on YouTube? Because I don't know. That's not how I found it. I just was like walking through the store and was like,
no, that looks interesting.
Side scrolling,
co-op,
run and gun, 1 to 2 player, boom, $24. That's what went into it for me.
Yeah, and you're like $24.
I don't know. And here we are. I literally, that blew my mind because I knew what I paid for it when I scanned it. I was like, do you remember? I was like down there scanning it. I go, yo.
Yeah, you like were like, what happened?
Yeah.
And I love that you keep the receipt. So the receipt's in there. We'll get B-roll that. It's freaking so cool. The Switch is such a fun console. It's great because it's a hybrid. I play mine mostly on the TV, but again, with these like shooter collections and all that stuff, it's great for the road. It's great when we're on the plane, we're going to conventions and stuff. I always bring my Switch, and like all these games are just great pick up and play. Yeah, and that's what I'm into. Even if some of them are flawed, they're still fun.
For sure. I mean, I'm looking at Raging Justice for some reason right now, and I'm kind of like,
even though it's like not even.
When we stop the camera, I kind of just want to do a run on it.
But it's not even like top 20 beat 'em ups. Like it's not even close.
No,
but it's still fun.
Yeah,
like we like it. But before we go, we got to talk about this beer. We've been doing Boulevard a lot lately. This is the last of the sampler pack that we got.
Yep. So there was 2 of each.
Yep.
So this is the one we picked to do last, and honestly, the one. The first 2 were barrel aged stouts, which is like right in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
we're both like porters are always kind of a little bit under stouts. I'm not a huge
I
porter
don't mind
fan.
porters because I'm like, let's just be a big boy and go to stout.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, porter, you're like a child. Like
Yeah.
you're like, let me know when you become an
But
adult.
then you have a porter like the Deschutes porter, which is fantastic.
that's
best
really
in
great.
class. But these are barrel-aged porters.
Yeah, so this is the Baltic Porter, aged in red wine and bourbon barrels, 2024, Boulevard Brewing Company out of Kansas City, Missouri, 11.5%. I will say, out of this, so there was 3 different beers in this pack, I'd probably say this is the second best. I think it goes the tiramisu, this, and then the one we did in our PS4 video.
I would agree.
Is the last one. And that one was good, but I'm not a big porter guy. So that says a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of porters, I've always thought you get that roasty coffee flavor that's your most pungent thing that comes through.
And they're usually thinner, easy drinkers, like
and
lighter.
then on the finish of this, you can definitely taste a little bit of that wine.
Yeah.
Like a deep red that comes through on the finish.
But it doesn't taste like a barley wine.
No.
Or like anything. That's why I'm not a big fan of barley wine, so that's why I didn't really like the last one we did.
Yeah.
But like this has that subtle taste, and so you get a little bit of that buttery, like, you know, if you drink wine, it's like that buttery taste.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of that on the finish. This is why that it's 11.5% because it's a porter.
Yeah.
And it's so smooth and it doesn't linger. It's light bodied. It flows down the throat easily. Like
down the crawl space.
You going?
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
but I'm really enjoying this.
no, this is one of the best in class porters that
what's wild is if I saw this on the menu, I would never order it because I don't typically lean towards porters ever.
No.
But if I did order this, I'd go, oh wow, this is probably one of the best porters I've ever had.
And just to let everybody know, coming up on a episode near you very soon, there is a barley wine we're sitting on from Three Floyds, and we're not barley wine fans.
But we are Three Floyds fans.
We are. And so it was one of those things like, we don't like this, but we love Three Floyds. Maybe they'll change our opinion.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know why I want to foreshadow that because nobody cares about the beer reviews, but
Yeah,
I just wanted to bring it up.
Most of you are not watching right
Yeah,
now. But I like talking about beer, but I also like talking about video games. And the Switch, man. This is our top 10 most expensive. I'm excited. So we already foreshadowed it in the PS4 video, but we're going to jump in, and at the top of this video, but we're going to jump into our 10 most cheapest games on the console. I'm excited to see what our 10 most cheapest Switch games are. Because I feel like Nintendo stuff is going to be not super cheap.
No.
Like, I feel like it's going to be like $10, $15.
Yeah.
But like, in comparison, PS4, it's going to be like $1, 50 cents.
Yeah,
you know?
it's going to be a fun series because it will do way worse than this one. Although people complain when
we brag.
Some say, "Oh, you're just talking about expensive games and all that." But just watch. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I guarantee you, as a collective, that series will do way worse because people like to know the most. They don't like knowing the least. But we're gonna cover it because that's just what we do. And we've been I don't know 800-900 videos.
Yeah,
we gotta have something to talk about.
We've been doing it for 7 years.
Yeah,
Okay, so give us some slack.
Yeah, for sure. But 10 most expensive games that we have on the Switch in the comment section below. Let us know what's your most expensive Switch game.
Yeah, dude.
And is
Especially
one of
with
them
strictly
worth
limited,
playing? That's the thing.
Strictly limited and all that those limited run games. I'm sure a lot of them are crazy, but dude, it's shocking that Guns, Gore, and Cannoli is that much.
Such a good game.
It's such a good game, but like, do not buy it for that much.
Yeah, that's how you know that we are legitimately not trying to flex. Super happy we have it.
Yeah, but
don't do it.
Do not.
Probably jump on your Switch or your PS4 or whatever console you have, Xbox, whatever it is, and get it for like $4.99.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And just all of these. Freaking mod your system. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just play these.
Yeah.
Dude, games are meant to be played.
Yep.
Don't spend your hard-earned money to play 1 and 2 games. Like that's
we're
insane.
just freakazoid collectors.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, we're freaks in general.
Yeah. Anyway, we appreciate you tuning in, subscribing to the channel. Catch you on the very next episode of the one and only Gaming Off the Grid.